Oh my gosh,
Fundamentals.
we would be the bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you now, we would beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to be.
pub more.
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological on y'all. I think we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
Get Luke Combs. I was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago. We'll get Luke Combs on here. I challenge Luke. I think I can actually beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me, James. I love it. Episode 141, Pub Sports Talk. Man, happy Ash Wednesday, Preacher Man Fitzsimmons, rocking the cross proudly there.
Remember your dust, baby.
Yeah, yep. And then Dr. Tim Fardner still grinding. Best husband of the year right there, taking us from the phone. We thought we had the audio figured out. Bear with us one more week. We're gonna get this shit figured out.
I'm an idiot.
What an idiot. Also, I love how I recommend Ash Wednesday represent the cross and then I cuss. But anyway, hey,
Just
here we
tough
are.
love.
Yeah.
Fun love.
That's all it is. Devin's going to join us a little bit later. So I'm just going to put this picture of the Bills offense right next to him. So that way Tim will be extra happy when Devin actually shows up.
Good call. Very creative there, Coach Teacher.
Thank you. Thank you. If I can just, yeah, there it is. Perfect. This week's sports fact is I actually had a lot of fun looking this up. I was really scrambling all week. I had to, wrestling season just ended, wrapped up. And then I had to take an online course to teach for next semester, next year. Been busy, and I was scrambling. Dude, I need a fact ASAP. And one just fell into my hands. It's like when things just magically happen and the golden light shines on you. And it's like, this is meant to be. It was one of those moments, and I'm pretty pumped to bring it to you. Anybody have any idea how the Cold War basketball and a rock band come and have anything in common?
No.
The rock band's throwing me off.
Yeah, right? All right, let's rewind the clock to 1992. Maybe this helps us.
I mean, I want to say Dream Team.
Yeah, the Dream Team.
I want to say it's associated with that.
That's right. We're talking about the 1992 Olympics. We're talking about the other Dream Team, not the U.S. Dream Team, but the other Dream Team. So Soviet Union gets kind of dissolved, and you have a lot of countries that wanted their freedom. They're basically fighting for their freedom at this point. Lithuania is one of those teams. Lithuania trying to get out underneath the steel curtain that was the Soviet Union. They're like, you know what? We're not going to participate in the Olympics under your banner anymore. We want to go under our banner. And they had 4 future NBA players on their team. They said, we can do this. We can make this happen. The only problem is they had 0 funding. This article goes on newspaper. The Grateful Dead read it and says, we'll sponsor Lithuania basketball team to make a run. Now, they didn't have any funding. They had some great players, but they didn't have any funding. No really backing. It's their first Olympics back as their own country. Expectations pretty damn low. They finish 3rd. They get beat by the Dream Team in the semifinals, get crushed. It is what it is. Okay. They bounce back and beat the United Team, which is what the Soviet Union was flying their banner under at that point. So they get to fight for 3rd place against the country that oppressed them so much and so hard. Just what an amazing story that 1992 Lithuania Dream Team was. And if you guys ever get a chance, watch the other Dream Team. I think it's on Amazon. Ooh. It came out in 2012. It's a great, phenomenal story. Look at the warm-ups. Warm-ups are tie-dye with the skeleton dunking the basketball, Lithuania jersey, like Grateful Dead inspired. This was amazing. That's how they accepted the 3rd place medals, was wearing those tie-dye uniforms. Because without the Grateful Dead, they're not in the Olympics. They don't have enough funding for it.
That's a pretty cool story. I had no idea. Wow. Look at you, Coach Teacher. Always coming with facts, with knowledge.
Yeah. This is
bringing it all together.
Highly recommend this documentary. It was really awesome to watch. And Yeah, it just fell into my lap today. I was like, perfect. Let me watch this. Let me see if we make it a sports fact. And it was the tits. It was awesome. So my question is, if you could combine any musical artist with your sports team, what combo are you coming up with? It's tricky. There's a lot of ways you go with it. I feel like Tim has the easiest route here if he does.
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, there's one that comes to mind, and anyone who has listened to Dan Campbell knows that he loves Metallica. I just feel like if you were to get like maybe before a game, just like Metallica, just blaring a song, it would get the crowd, it would get the players. Dan Campbell would be just like chugging 2 thermoses of coffee, just like curling 50s. That give me Metallica and the Detroit Lions all day.
Man, I thought you were going to go Eminem or Big Sean with Detroit Lions or Pistons, but going Metallica tied in that Dan Campbell mindset. I like it. That was a good surprise.
Man, I don't know. I was trying to think of who is Wisconsin known for. Alice Cooper? I don't know. I think that I know the jump around. That's big for Madison and leaks into Packers. So that's probably you can't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I think jump around. I don't know who the band is.
That is pretty sick. No, ask the question. I don't have a good solution to it. I think Guns N' Roses Welcome to the Jungle is like it goes with the Bengals and it fits really well with them. So I just don't know how you could incorporate their logo into ours, like kind of what Lithuania did. But that'd be my pick, I guess. Listeners, watchers, let us know your picks for your team and musical artists and the future collab there, because that would be dope. All right, let's break into it. We're going to start with sports that are going on right now, and then we'll branch off to football because there's still plenty of football news. It's off season, but there's still plenty of news. Let's talk about some basketball. A guy I don't like talking about. He won't go away, damn it. He won't go away. And it pisses me off. LeBron James, a.k.a. Bronny James, little James here, in 2024's mock draft, he is picked to be picked 10th. He is supposed to go to the Orlando Magic. Yeah, it's wild. He hasn't even played college ball yet. But supposedly he's supposed to go 10th to the Magic. And LeBron always said before he retires he wants to play with the Sun, which, I mean, that's an awesome thing. As much as I hate LeBron, I still, I get that one. I think Ken Griffey and Junior playing together in the Reds, I think that's a cool thing to do. But him going 10th, my first thing was like, Fitz, like, how the fuck do they know this? There's no way you can predict the future like this. Do we see this happening? And do you think LeBron would actually go play for Orlando Magic?
Magic has a pretty good rookie from Duke, I believe, don't they? Pinchero?
Yeah.
Isn't he in Orlando?
Yep.
So they're just expecting Pinchero not to do well for his first 3 seasons.
And maybe he's going to be number 3. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just weird. I mean, those two are definitely – they'll play together, and LeBron clearly does not care where he plays. So I feel like he could go join Bronny if he feels so moved to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, so the pick, it's going to be a mad dash, that draft, to get Bronny Jr. because LeBron's coming. So, like, you're going to see teams –
package deal.
Yeah, bingo. So teams are going to be very desperate. They're going to say – they're going to throw all the picks, all the money, all the trade capital to get Bronny Jr., expecting that LeBron will soon fall.
Let's play the GM game real quick. Obviously, we don't know Bronny's potential. We don't scout him every night, and we don't really see, minus the highlights that pop up. Would you, if you got number 1 pick, do you reach and take Bronny at number 1 just so you get LeBron James for at least a year? Or, you build for the future and you take whoever the actual number 1 draft pick is and don't worry about the package deal.
You got to get your guys, man.
Yeah.
If you don't want Bronny, you don't want to reach. But if you really like Bronny, that's going to add. It's like, okay, we like Bronny, and we might get LeBron. So I do think someone will take him, but it's someone who really wants him. No one's just going to take him to say, well, we'll get LeBron too, so maybe it'll work out. Like someone, I do predict. I think he goes higher than he needs to because someone wants him already, but then they also know, with him we might get Dad, and then who else comes in?
Yeah. Tim?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to be overvalued. I mean, it's a ways away too, but I don't think he's going 10. I think he's going higher, whether he deserves it or not, just because his dad's going to be kind of looming over him. So, I'm with you, Fitz.
Yeah. Now, what if you're like, let's say the Utah Jazz, they got them on the list at number 6 right there. If you're the Jazz, you feel like you're a piece away from a title. Do you take this along with what you have now and like, hey, let's reach for Bronny to get LeBron, to get the both James? Obviously, we're going to get them probably under the salary cap of what really they're going to be paid, at least LeBron. Like, and you're like, hey, we got 1 year to win a championship. This is the best bet. Do you pull a trigger if you're the Jazz at that point?
I would. Shoot.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, if you're selling out, then shoot, do it all the way. Sell out all the way. I mean, put all your eggs in the basket.
Yeah, that's the only way I justify it. Like, obviously, if I'm the Hornets or the Bulls, like I'm not selling my future off for this. But like, if I'm one piece away, I think I can make the argument. Like, yeah, let me get LBJ, let me get a son, and let me just fuck it, full send for 1 year to bring home a championship. Fitz, any thoughts on that one?
It's just too early to tell. Just like no idea. It's gonna be the most. I mean, I like that you got him in the Magic jersey because it is gonna be a random. It's gonna be a really random team, but I can't see anything right now.
Atlanta.
Ooh, Atlanta.
Something random like Atlanta or like Portland Trailblazers. Just like what? What?
Yeah, that'd be nuts.
Yeah, what's the most random jersey we could put LeBron in? And it'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
It might be an Atlanta jersey.
Toronto Raptors.
Bring back the old Vince Carter. Toronto Raptors.
I'm here for it. Dev, we're just getting thoughts on Bronny possibly going to 10. And if you're the GM, do you pull the trigger a little bit earlier? That way, because you know LeBron's coming with him.
Going where?
So in 2024, fast forward another year, they're projecting him to go to 10 to the Magic, which that's a lot of predictions going on. But if you're a GM at the 1 through 9 spot, do you pull the trigger early to get him and his dad? Do you sell your future?
Probably not. I don't know. Probably not, to be honest. I mean, I think LeBron's probably going to do some crazy backslider deals to whatever team Bronny ends up going to. But I don't think any. I mean, he is producing, but I mean, shit, he's like Tom Brady old. So I don't think anybody's going to like break the bank to get him.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I watch basketball probably the least out of everything. So literally,
I think all four of us are guilty of that. Yeah. Well, let's talk about a sport that you went to go see and probably the coolest atmosphere that I could imagine. Let's move into hockey and Slate. Let's just, before we get into the power rankings and any of the hockey stuff, let's talk about Stadium Series between Canes and Rangers. How was that for you, dude?
Dude, it was awesome. It was an ass whipping. The only thing that really sucked was Ovechkin wasn't there, but yeah, dude, it was. I've never seen that many people, even for an NC State game. like Carter Finley was packed out. The only thing that really sucked was apparently the police department was unaware that the game was like that big, so like traffic getting in to the stadium was miserable, dude. That
Yeah.
like Wade Avenue was blocked off for like 2 hours.
Holy shit.
It was like it felt like Road Warrior. Like people were like, like we got passed by people going in the other lane, like incoming traffic lane, just to get in. Dude, it was insane. There was people running up and down the road trying to figure out how long the line was and stuff. But once we got in there, insane atmosphere, awesome game, and just it was great. Like I was worried about not being able to see stuff, but you could see everything. It was cool seeing it on like the big Carter Finley jumbotron. And dude, it was a madhouse. The place was extremely loud.
That is awesome. God,
Yeah.
I just saw pictures you were posting and like everybody else. I'm like, that atmosphere is like one of a kind.
Dude, it was a great experience. I'm glad I got to get it. I'm very fortunate to get a ticket.
That's dope as shit. And like, it's crazy because like you think of North Carolina, like I don't know of anyone that plays pond hockey. Like it's not like Michigan and New York. And so like for them to bring that pond hockey atmosphere to North Carolina, to the South, that's historical in itself. And then just the Canes putting the ass kicking on, adds it to another level.
I also heard something. I don't know if the guy was just drunk and bullshitting. Somebody can maybe fact check me, but like when they played the Stadium Series, it's probably like the coldest hockey they played professionally. Because I think what's the temperature of like the arena? Like 60s. The guy said 63, which is a very random number. So that's why I was like, yeah, he probably didn't pull that out of his ass. But like, yeah, it was like 40 in the 40s. So I wonder if like that affected anybody. I haven't seen anything about it or know really that much about ice in general, but I wonder if that like affected anything.
That's a good point. That's a huge point. Cause like, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I thought of like some kids growing up playing pond hockey, but most of these kids probably not. They probably played travel league and they were.
Well, they may have played pond hockey, but like professionally, like I don't, unless they played in another Stadium Series. I mean, how many times do they play in outside?
Exactly.
That's pretty wild.
That's a good point. That's a huge point. I didn't think about
that. Very fortunate as well that the temperature held up because right now in Raleigh, I think it was what 80 degrees today.
Yeah, it was like 85. It was brutal.
Yeah, but no, it ended up being perfect.
So. That's awesome. And they played a game there the following night, which had a huge turnout. Like
that's what I heard.
It's dope for them to be able to use those facilities for more just the NHL. That's like, hey, you got a college hockey club team. Come on, let's see what they got. And like that's cool they did that. It's cool the league.
Yeah, completely agree.
Good. All right, let's talk about these power rankings. Bruins are just on a warpath. They're 43-8-5. They're sitting number 1 in the power rankings. They're the hottest damn team in the league, for sure. Hottest team in the East. Canes right there behind them though, nipping at the heels. 38-10-8. Divisions maybe play into it, maybe level of competition so far, but I'm excited to see when these guys face off again, what's going to happen. The Leafs at number 3, 35-15-8, Rangers at 4, 33-15-9, and the Devils 37-15-5. There's your top 5. Out of those 5 teams, are there any surprises, anything that we should be looking for, everything we got for the NHL right now? Tim, Devin, you guys are kind of our two-headed monster there.
So being a hockey newbie, definitely not used to seeing the Devils up there. I feel like last year when I was really covering, they're pretty dog shit, maybe. Or they may have been like a middle of the pack team, but I really don't remember seeing them at all. So I guess that would be mine, just because it's kind of a relatively new thing for me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Devin. I think the Devils they've kind of surprised us. If you think it like last season, the Rangers. Really, the Leafs, they all made the postseason in some fashion. And the Rangers, had the young talent, so I was kind of high on them. The Devils just kind of honestly came out of nowhere. They weren't even on my radar either. So they're my biggest surprise.
They go from the worst and second to worst to now they're sitting at 5 in the power rankings. And like Timo Meyer, I think the guy's name is like, credited with the biggest turnaround in NHL so far. It's just like they signed him in the offseason and he's just been lights out for him, which is it's crazy to think one man can make that big of a difference. in NHL, but it seems like it's working for him and shit. When you get chemistry and you're tired of getting beat the shit out of it, it's time for you to do something. So
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Is like what what the hell happened? So Tim Amir. Okay,
yeah,
good.
that's
Good on him.
for real. Little fun fact: Bruins are 41 points away from breaking the NHL record scoring record. They need 1.53 goals a game, and they're averaging 1.63. So they're on pace for history here. So this Bruins team could be something for the history books.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's
Hate to see it.
awesome.
So yeah, Tim hates to see it. Yeah. Exactly. Cool. All right. Anything else NHL related? Sweet. Let's move in. Well, if I can get the right graphic. Let's move into baseball. And I'm so glad Devin's here again. We can finally talk baseball. We've been boycotting this son of a bitch for like months. Now it's finally here. Let's talk about some betting odds for the MLB. I got the top 5 favorites so far. Astros sit number 1 plus 600 odds. Then tied for that second, Braves, Yankees, Mets at plus 800. Tied for that 5th spot. The second spot goes to Dodgers at plus 750. Looking at the power ratings from last year to this year, preseason, not much has really changed. Like the Braves have crept up a little bit, Mets have crept up a little bit, but overall, you expect to see Yankees, Astros, and Dodgers in that. Any of these 5 teams that surprise us, or we think another team should be a dark horse we're looking out for?
Can you pull that graphic up again real quick?
Yeah.
Who was that top left team? Is that the Braves?
Yeah, it was the Braves. Yeah.
Yeah. So Braves, Mets, Dodgers. You said
And I'm trying to pull
Astros
it
and
up.
Yankees.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, none of those are really a big surprise. All of those teams typically get crazy favorited odds. I was high on the Mets last year, and they just kind of faded away. Like they have one of the best closers.
Imploded.
Yeah, I mean they just absolutely blew it. I know Tim's probably about to play the trumpets over there for the Astros. But no, I mean none of these are really a big surprise. I'm interested to see how the Dodgers will fare this year because they traded away a ton of players and basically got nothing in return, or no huge trades that I've seen from them or acquisitions. And their pipeline, like their like minor league pipeline, is not known to be like super great. They're usually a team that'll just go out and purchase whatever they want. So I'm interested to see how that actually plays out. I mean, they still have Mookie and some of those key players like Kershaw, but really interested to see how they fare this year. I know Blake Bowman's probably going to strike me down for mentioning any of that, but yeah, no, all these teams at any given moment could win the World Series. Super high on the Braves. Braves are probably my favorite National League team, so no real surprises there. I would be interested to see where the Orioles are at because they're on the up and up.
Yeah, that was a team that was making one hell of a streak for, it was like, oh shit, they might be the Cinderella story of this whole thing. And then, it just to go from the bottom cellar to where they ended up last year was amazing.
Yeah, and our conference, like you've got to be just a monster to win in our conference. I mean, you got Yankees, the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox. I mean, we're still a couple years out in reality, but one can dream. One can dream.
That's right. The O's are mid-pack plus 3,500.
Go O's, baby. Nah, little wins. That's all we want. Little, just each year, come up just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
They did release about a month ago, I think, the top 100 like minor league players, and the O's had like out of the top 100, I think we had like 10 or so. So our pipeline's always known to be good. So the future is bright. It's really, even if they don't come to play for those, it just gives our team more value when we can produce people at the minor league level. So I'm really excited. I know I'm
Love
talking
to
about the
hear
O's when we're talking about the World Series odds, but
Gotta shoot your shot, baby.
shoot the shot.
Tim Fitz, anything to add to it?
Just wear the Phillies, after their
Yeah,
deep run last year.
That's a good
that's kind
point.
of a snub in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I know, like, with other sports, like losing a championship, they do always kind of snub them, like, it was a fluke. But I mean, you would just imagine that they will be competitive this year. So that might be
that 6th spot.
Yeah, that might be a sneaky one if you want to take a gamble with some odds, because they'll definitely be competitive, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That Phillies team last year, that was a nasty team. That's probably one of the greatest teams ever assembled. Honestly, like right now, I think they had in the top 100 actual pro players. I think they had like 3 in the top 10. So
yeah,
it's insane. That's a good one to bring up.
Can we just have a moment of silence just for the city of Philadelphia? Your MLS team losing the championship, the Eagles lose the Super Bowl, and then the Phillies lose. Like that's a tough calendar year for them.
Maybe Embiid will make a finals appearance though.
Yeah, Flyers and Sixers, watch out. Maybe this is the finals time for you. Wild. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about, well, if I get the right graphic, let's go to the Twitter sphere. And this one, it means a little something to us around here. Des Bryant, I know Tim's probably does not like that name off the bat, but tweets out that Chase Bryce is the deepest sleeper and that everybody needs to watch out, and basically gives Chase Bryce his roses. Friend of the show, amigo number 1, Chase Bryce. We love him. And Des Bryant apparently loves him too. Devin, you brought this to my attention. I was like, oh shit, let me go see it real quick. And like, this is awesome. Des Bryant, NFL player, former NFL player, maybe Hall of Famer, coming out and saying, watch out for the boy Chase Bryce. This is dope as shit.
That's cool.
It's wild. It's wild to think that, a great receiver like Dez is actually bringing it up. When I saw it, I was like, what? And he actually, I mean, there's quite a few tweets about it. Basically bringing up, a lot of people are bringing up his career and stuff, but I mean, obviously gets behind Deshaun. I think Trevor at Clemson.
Yeah.
Goes to Duke, it is what it is. And then comes the app, and, I wouldn't even put the offensive woes on him. I think that's play calling. I think 90% of our text messages is like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
And, you think like, oh, he doesn't have the tape, or, he's not playing against those, all these excuses. But you think of one recent quarterback that has been through almost the same thing, spent a lot of his time in college not really getting a crazy amount of playing time, riding the bench or whatever. It's for your Bengals.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. So I think I completely agree. I think he does all the right things to be I'm trying to put this where not a Jimmy Garoppolo, where I think it's like a game manager. I think he has big playmaking abilities, as you can see it at. But I think he could be in the middle of the pack for one of those starting jobs at one of the mid to low tier teams for sure. Even I think I can't read the text, but I think Des even said, "Hey, come be a backup to Dak." Like that's huge.
Yeah. No, I think so. And just for people to know, like the Houston Gamblers have chosen him for the 3rd pick overall in their draft for the USFL. So like people notice it, and like it's only a matter of time before league GMs and player personnel development, like, oh shit, we need this guy. He could be a starter in some teams. Like, I think you're absolutely right. He has some big play ability to him, and he's not just a game manager, which I think the play calling it didn't help him. But
absolutely.
Or especially with some quarterbacks that are kind of on the bubble, like if you've got Derek Carr or I'm trying to think like Ryan Tannehill or like some of these that you're like, okay, they could be our franchise guy, but maybe we take a late quarterback just to come and be a backup. And I could see Chase Bryce being kind of one of those that they just kind of take a chance with, and then maybe we'll actually see him on the field. Either that or he just goes and backs up Trevor Lawrence because T-Law just vouches for him, and he's like, you know what, this guy, he gets the offense. He can come in and do the same things that I do, and he's my buddy. You know?
That's a good point. I didn't even think about going with T-Law.
No.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. And then Bryce comes and wins a playoff game or something. Like T-Law gets
goes
hurt.
down.
He goes down in the second quarter, and Chase Bryce just does it again.
I like that.
God, he could go to the Jets right now and look like the best thing since sliced bread.
Hey, MILF Hunter's still alive, baby. Watch out.
Gosh.
Tim, any thoughts about our boy Chase Bryce?
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, we all know what Chase's potential is and the big plays he has. I think Devin made some good points. My question is like, why Des Bryant? Like, what the hell?
That's right.
Like, is he trying to do some scouting? Like, I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to find like diamonds in the rough or trying to get some street cred by saying like, oh, he's like, watch out for Chase. I feel like any GM worth their salt, and looking at just the quarterbacks alone, realize what Chase did at App. And I don't know. I don't know how much. I mean, it's cool that Dez, I guess, used his platform to put it out there. I mean, I didn't know about it until this, but also Des Bryant. Like, I'm not putting a lot of eggs in that basket if I'm signing paychecks.
Your cowboy hatred is unmatched, my friend.
Unmatched.
Unrivaled. Like, wow.
I like the comment from Cowboys Nation. Stetson Bennett?
Yeah.
It's like he's 29 years old, or how old he is.
He's as old as us, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, for sure.
He's peaked.
Didn't he get arrested?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Like drunk and disorderly, I think.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Just celebrating that natty, baby. All right. Let's stay in Twitter. This is really cool.
Oh, God.
On my way home. Yeah, I know, right?
That's the worst phrase to ever utter. Let's stay on Twitter.
Let's go to the echo chamber that is Twitter.
Yeah, right. This comes from Ian Rappaport, so however you feel, let it know. But Netflix is announcing Quarterback, a brand new docuseries that's going to follow Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota this season. It's a random assortment of quarterbacks, but I'm really intrigued to watch it. For me, you got Patrick Mahomes, obviously Super Bowl MVP. Then you got Kirk Cousins, that's like middle tier, had a great season, fell off in the playoffs, and you have Marcus Mariota who gets benched. Like, you get all three phases of this game and all three like journeys that could play out for you. And I'm really intrigued to watch all three of these guys on this docuseries. I think it's going to be awesome. Like, I know people are going to shit on Marcus Mariota and Kirk Cousins, but I think seeing their day-to-day life, I think it's going to be, I don't know. I think it's going to be really cool to watch that and see how it played out. And how did Marcus handle getting benched by a rookie, and Kirk Cousins deal with being Hall of Fame level one game and USFL level the next game. Like, it's crazy. Thoughts for this one, boys?
Yeah, I was gonna say Mariota. It's like what footage are they gonna have like after week 3 when Chase Bryce is named starter over him or whatever.
But
I couldn't pick three. Like, all right, you got one of the most covered quarterbacks of all time, and
face of the league.
And everything he does, the reporters just jerk off to. You have arguably the most boring quarterback in Kirk Cousins.
Most mediocre.
Yeah.
The definition of mediocre, see Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, it's like he's the
Three.
measuring stick. You're either better than Kirk Cousins or you're not as good as Kirk Cousins.
That's going to be the measuring stick from all time. I think he's just a tier above Kirk Cousins. And then you got Mariota, who, like y'all said, benched. So it's going to be a Pat Mahomes show.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's get that out of the way.
I don't know. Like, I think maybe I'm just a sick individual, but I'm really excited to see like the conversation of Marcus getting cut and how he handles it, and like how does that affect his work ethic? How does that affect the locker room? Like, for that part, I'm excited for. I know it's kind of fucked up, preying on this guy's downfall for this docuseries, but he did it to himself.
I mean, I agree with those points. So, I mean, there's definitely obviously going to be some interesting stuff, but God, give me something else.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't think of 3 worse quarterbacks to do this with. Like, I'm with you
Not
guys.
even Josh
This
Allen?
I mean, so the only combo I could think that would be worse would be Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Aaron Rodgers, and then you have Tony Romo or Chris Collinsworth in the back just nutting for just talking about any 3 of them. Just like, I mean, that's probably the worst. I mean, I don't know. I guess all the points you guys said, it's going to be a Patty Mahomes show. There's going to be a lot of TikTok, a lot of, I don't know. I have almost zero interest in watching this. So, Parker, I hope you can fill me in each week because I will not be partaking.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's 1 versus 3 here. I'm really excited, and you guys are like, fuck this docuseries, but
Well,
here we are.
I hope they have more. Maybe this is just a start. Like, I would love to see more quarterbacks in the mix. Kind of like I don't know if y'all have seen the golf documentary on Netflix. They're basically just following like different golfers.
I was hoping somebody would bring that up.
Yeah, and that's really cool. Although the Brooks Koepka episode, that guy needs therapy. Like, I mean, that guy is depressed. There's a lot of pain behind that man, and just the world should be worried about Brooks.
And it's called Full Swing, right? Is that right on Netflix?
I think so. I think that's right.
Yeah,
something like that.
I watched all of them in like a span of a night and some change. they're way better than I thought that it would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
My favorite one though is Joel Damon. Joel Damon, that one is sad. Like, backstory: he is a professional golfer, but like his whole mindset, he beat. Have you watched it?
I got to like 3 episodes in, and then we stopped watching. But
so basically, don't super spoil anything, but he had cancer, beat cancer, and now like he's on the tour, and his whole mindset is like, I'm not really like that good. Like, I'm not gonna win anything. I'm just here. Like, I don't even know how to explain like how it made me feel bad, but like he's a very like upbeat person to everybody else but himself. Like, this show highlights like the highs and lows of golf, and it, like, as boring as some people may think golf is, like, it's actually very interesting to see like how their mindset is, like, and how like the spiral just goes way down if you have one bad hole or something like that. So it's pretty well. I would definitely recommend it.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Yeah,
That's
really
that's
cool.
next thing I'm gonna watch. Man,
What
good.
quarterbacks? Switching gears, what quarterbacks would you guys want to see? Like, I know Parker's excited about this, but like who would you see? What names would have to be on there for you to be like, oh, that's gonna be a banger?
Well, I feel like anybody would say like their team's quarterback.
Yeah,
For the most part, I mean, I do think Lamar would be cool. Like, I feel like we don't get a whole lot of like personal insight on Lamar, so I think that one would be fun to watch.
especially with the whole contract thing going on too.
Yeah.
Like that adds another layer to it.
Absolutely. I would like to see Jared Goff, like, being up in Detroit, dude. I think that'd be awesome.
That's a good one.
Oh, I was thinking more like, I think Geno Smith would be interesting to
That'd be a great one too.
That'd be a good one.
Geno, or maybe even Evan's boy Danny John. No, I'm just kidding.
He's on the train.
But Parker made mention. I think Parker made mention Derek Carr would be an interesting one this year, as he kind of goes through the process. And I mean,
I
it
just
would
want
certainly
like
be more interesting
faces.
than Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I just want faces of the league. I think like give me Dak Prescott, give me Patrick Mahomes. I mean, Jalen Hurts could be another one. Even like Herbert or Burrow, like that kind of that class, or like Trevor Lawrence. Lamar's a great one. I just want like kind of set guys that I feel like are pretty good.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
Kurt's
agree
just
with
kind of on
that.
the borderline of that.
I definitely want some of that younger crowd. Like you've already covered. Obviously, Mahomes is in that younger crowd, but like you've already covered Brady and all that crew to the death. I mean, like
Yeah.
there's not anything else that you can afford. Like give us the new age quarterbacks that, like Josh Allen, like
Mm-hmm.
Danny Dimes. You know, like bring all those guys in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find a release date. I'd assume it's going to release sometime this spring or summer is when it's going to come out. Which, yeah, I mean, I like the new faces. You know, obviously Joe Burrow would be cool. Lamar would be cool. Jared Goff, Goff would be a really interesting one coming from LA to Detroit and how he's handled that in the rise of the Lions. I think that would be dope. But like, I'm also here for the Derek Carr stories and like, how do these guys handle getting benched and like, what does that do to you? Kind of the sad world of reality. But I think you're right. The old heads, they've been pushed down our throat enough, and we've appreciated like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Like I give them all the flowers and all the kudos, but yeah, give me some fresh blood. Give me some new guys that I want to see how their daily life is and how they react in game time decisions.
You know who else would have been like this is kind of a sicko thought process. Tua with the concussion gate.
Oh man.
Shit. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That would be insane.
Especially like those weeks like after the Bengals injury and then like, oh, he's back to playing and like, oof.
Yeah.
There's no way the league would ever let that come out.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I'm here for it though. Listeners, let us know your thoughts. What quarterback you want to see mic'd up in for this docuseries? And I said, hopefully spring, summertime, right in that dull period of like no real sports minus baseball happening. That'd be clutch. Sorry, didn't mean shit on baseball.
Unnecessary dig at baseball.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry. They just caught a stray. Sorry.
That's called a low blow.
Yeah, my bad. I need to do better. I'll do better. All right, power rankings. It's never too early for power rankings in the NFL. 1 Chiefs, 2 Eagles. I don't think there's any surprise there based off what we saw in the Super Bowl. 49ers at 3, Bengals at 4, Bills at 5. I know Tim hates that. Cowboys at 6, LA Chargers at 7. That might surprise a lot of people. Dolphins at 8, Vikings at 9. The biggest surprise on this list to me, the Jags at 10. Wild. Like, there's a few, like, obviously, there's the foundation of, like, I expect them to be on there. And then there's, like, oh, shit, they're in the top 10. Big expectations for Duval County down in Florida. What's y'all's takes here?
Actually, I like the Jags on there. I think they could be higher than that.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. Team that
Man,
turned it
classic
on,
NFL. They don't know shit, man. They don't put the Packers on there. Snubbed. I'm trying to think who would be missing there.
Yeah, we're the Texans.
Hell, so.
Lions. I mean,
No.
Lions could be 10. I think.
Don't.
Oh.
So I was going to comment. I love this list because the Lions are on it. I still like flying a little under the radar because we're about to snack some mouths next year. I'm about to say something much more inappropriate.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if I were to use the NFL.com's list, Lions are at 9. But I use ESPN's list. Lions are at 12. Ravens are at 11. Packers, you got to keep scrolling down to number
17.
16.
Classic. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean we're in quarterback hell right now. We have no idea what we're doing, so I'm not super excited. I am excited to see this Dolphins team if they're going to be good because their defense is rock solid.
Mhm.
Stacked. It reminds me. I don't want to put this pressure on or that comparison. I was gonna say it reminds me of the Ravens like 2000s defense, 2002 defense of like that where they had Goose in the middle, but they have Christian Wilkins in the middle. They had Ray Lewis at linebacker. That's where they're kind of missing that like solid piece, and their secondary is very similar, of like having some big time playmakers back there, but they're missing that linebacker piece. So, Devin, I'm sorry, I want to give your Ravens their flowers, but I also don't want to compare another defense to them because there's no defense like that 2000 defense.
No, that's a different breed.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Fitz, the more I look at it, the more I think about it, I do think Jags kind of deserve to be almost higher on that list. The Vikings maybe drop a little bit lower. The Chargers maybe drop a little bit lower because they have the offense, at least the quarterback situation, the running back situation, one wideout situation, but their defense has got some holes in it and they need to fix it. I like the top 5 though. I'm pretty sold on that top 5. I don't think there's too many interchangeable pieces there.
Of course you
are. Sorry. It's the one time in my life we've been ranked in the top 5 preseason, so I gotta celebrate it. All right, and boys, that's honestly all I really had. I mean, not a lot of sports news this week. Switcher's kind of going crazy. So if you guys got anything, feel free to shoot.
The only thing would be shout out NBA All-Star. Philly needs to sign Mac McClung after winning that dunk contest.
Dude.
And kind of nuts.
What a story.
Like Mac McClung, you know, I feel like I'm a student of the dunk contest. I've watched pretty much all of them. Mac McClung he's basically in like the Vince Carter, Zach LaVine category of like some of the greatest dunks you've ever seen in a contest from one guy. Yeah. You know, maybe even Dwight. He might be above Dwight Howard in terms of dunk contest. Just kind of nuts. Just kind of out of nowhere.
And what a story.
I love that all of his dunks happened on the first try.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah. Well, the Stars don't do the contest anymore. They used to, you know, rookie Jordan did it, rookie Kobe did it. You know, Vince Carter, and I don't know why they stopped. Actually, I do have a theory why they stopped. And there's actually a conspiracy that Blake Griffin was handed the dunk contest as a rookie. If you watch that dunk contest, all 3 contestants had better dunks than him. And it was his second dunk of the contest. It took him 7 attempts to do it. And he edged out, like, he just edged out everyone by a point. And it was kind of like, huh? Because, like, Serge Ibaka dunked from the free throw line and got a 45. And it was like, whoa. MJ didn't do that. Dr. J didn't do that. And you only gave him a 45? And there was another dunk that was really sick, and I can't remember. Again, just scored low. I think it was DeMar DeRozan. He went like between the legs, like under the rim, and like again, just low score. And really the key of the whole theory is that Blake Griffin jumped over a Kia, and they looked at like the deal that the NBA had with Kia, and it was like they really were pushing to have that product placement.
Yeah.
But basically the theory is just that Blake Griffin made it not cool to do the dunk contest because they were just going to give it to the most electrifying rookie. And I think people stopped doing it. So that's the theory.
I buy into it. I buy into the NFL script. I'll buy into that one.
I kind of buy into it.
I kind of wish one thing they'd take away from the dunk contest is jumping over things. I hate the jumping over people and cars. Like, that's not, I mean, it is impressive, but like, I want to see the 360 windmill.
Yeah.
Technique is so key for a dunk, and people don't realize that. And like Mac McClung, I would be curious to hear like if anyone grabs him for a podcast. Maybe we should grab him. But
Send
like
the tweet
just
out right now.
just the art of dunking, because some people don't realize like the look of it, like a good dunk is it's more of just like it's like how you kick your feet. It's how you're kind of composed. Like one of the best dunks ever. I think it was called like the Statue of Liberty. It's like in the 90s. Guy just straight up, just perfectly, for like a better word, erect. And just like 360 slam. Just like perfect. And it's like that's a 50. And like anyone else that's tried to do a 360, when it's unbalanced, uncoordinated, it just looks stupid. But like when you are just like in form, like that's such a key. And if you watch like the Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon dunk contest, their form, their technique is flawless. Like it's just perfect. And that's why people celebrate it, whether they know it or not. It doesn't necessarily get talked about a lot, but I do think that is a key that great dunkers understand.
I think you're on to something. Now let me spin this like the negative Nancy I am. Mac McClung, amazing story. He makes his career earnings in one night winning the dunk contest, 100,000. Like awesome story. NBA G League to probably now he's on the roster and he's selling tickets for the Pistons. Like this is awesome. Great story for Mac. Did he just kill the dunk contest because you're going to go get a G League guy to go win it, and no big names are really going to be like, all right, fuck it. We're not going to come play now. Like you're going to get G League guys to come in and win dunks. Like I don't need that. I need to rest my body anyways. Did he just kill the dunk contest?
It's been dead, man. Again, like Zion didn't do the contest. Maybe he was hurt. Ja Morant didn't do the contest. Like the stars just don't do it anymore. Maybe it's LeBron to blame because LeBron was probably the first star. He was capping early, like, oh, I'm going to be in the contest next year. Oh, I'm going to be in it next year. And like never did it. And then the Blake Griffin shit happened, and it just, I don't know. It just, it has not been cool to do the contest for some reason.
I'm gonna be
you're right.
My theory on, and I'm a LeBron fan, and why LeBron doesn't want to do the dunk contest is because most of his dunks aren't that crazy. He's just a powerful dude.
So LeBron's not creative.
That's putting words in people's mouth. That's slander.
Just never forget when Dwight Howard dunked on the 12-foot goal and Cheryl Miller's like, we got LeBron. LeBron says he can dunk on 13 feet. LeBron, that was just LeCap born right there. And yeah, he was probably drinking some suds, you know, he's just feeling it. And then the next day he's like, I'm not doing that contest.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I'm still waiting to see that 13-foot dunk.
Full circle, episode 141. Bronny James dunks on 13. Full circle moment. All right. Pub parlay. Let's make some money. We went 2 for 4 last week. Our 2 gutsy picks made it. Our other pick, not so much. So this week, let's get all gutsy. Let's just do it. Let's lay it on the table. Let's make some big money here. And I'll play our.
It was my basketball pick, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't want to call you out.
Dang it. Come on, Baylor. They lost by 16.
Yeah, they got drops. Yeah, going to Kansas, though. That's a tough.
I was on a roll. I was feeling it.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'll get it back.
Ash Wednesday. We get our money right. What day are we picking? Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I like Saturday just because I can do hoops.
Okay. Boys, we go with Saturday.
Yeah. Saturday's great. We're going Hornets over the Heat.
I like it. Playing in Charlotte?
No idea. I just saw it. Yeah, it's in Charlotte.
Let's go, boys. Hornets money line. Count it.
I got my pick.
Oh, good, buddy.
I go Oklahoma upset over Iowa State.
It's in Iowa State?
Yeah, but I like Oklahoma. They battled Texas, they only lost by 2, and then they beat number 14 Kansas State by double digits.
Ames is a hard place to play, but Boomer Sooner it is. Let's go.
I'm taking the Seattle Sea Dragons, whoever they're playing Saturday. I'm taking Seattle over them. Danucci almost had it over the DC Defenders. They almost squeaked it out. But Seattle Sea Dragons, they're looking good. Okay, no risk it, no biscuit. They're going to go for the big play. Let's go Sea Dragons.
Yeah.
Who are they playing? Because someone just Google it real quick. It's probably the Brahmas. Bad.
Seattle Sea Dragon schedule. I'm gonna get it for you. All these games are on ESPN, which has been awesome. The XFL we didn't talk about, but what an awesome debut for him. It was great. Tim, they play Saturday or they play Thursday, so you're gonna have to pick another one. I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
They play the Battle Hawks at St. Louis.
Oh my gosh.
But you're gonna pick another one.
Battle Hawks are luggage.
Your luggage.
Guardians travel to Vegas. You got San Antonio taking over Orlando Sunday, Arlington taking on Houston Sunday. But yeah, sorry, Seattle plays Thursday. There's no way we could do that parlay in.
Got it.
I know.
The Canes playing anyone Saturday?
Yeah, they're playing Anaheim in PNC.
Ooh. That'd be a good game.
You
I'm
doing it?
going Canes. Yeah, give me the Canes.
Hey, by the way, if you guys want to go, let me know. I'm down to go watch that game. Let me go in.
Quack, quack, quack.
Ducks fly together. I don't know. You know what? I don't think it's a gutsy pick. Maybe that gets me in trouble here. Yeah, I'm going to do it anyways. Full sin. Give me Edmonton on the road in Columbus. Give me Edmonton to win Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let him hang.
I mean, I don't think it's a gutsy pick, but I think the other two got us fair. Tim, our safe picks. This is where we fuck up the parlay here. So, all right. Random question. Anybody got one for us?
I don't know if it works as a random question, but I did see that the Korean Baseball League, Tim, they have for their All-Star, they have a bunt competition where they have like a target and like you get certain points based on where you get it in the ring. That was pretty sick.
I like it.
That was pretty sick.
It's like, what event would you make an All-Star weekend?
Yeah, if you had to create a new event for an All-Star weekend. I think that works.
I like it.
Yeah, I like that.
For baseball or just any
Any
weekend?
Any All-Star, create an event. I guess I'll go first. Shout out to the Pro Bowl having the first real long drive competition. I think that kind of evolved. I know 2 years or like last year they had like the golf simulator, and this year they actually put them on a range. I'd love to see them just take it to like they just do like a scramble game. Like NFC chooses their best 4, AFC chooses their best 4, and they play 18. I think that would be fun.
I love that.
That's awesome. I like it.
See, I was gonna go kind of similar, but with baseball, you see all these baseball players going to Top Golf and just absolutely destroying the golf ball. I would love to see the baseball players do a long drive.
I like that. That's a good one too.
We just need more golf.
Yeah.
Problem with the world. We need more golf.
I do wish the NFL would bring back the long toss. Like,
oh, that was cool.
Like you see it like back in the day, like they were just like chucking it, and like would Brett Favre throw like 74 yards or something like that. So like, yeah, just something like that. That'd be awesome.
The old school pump pass kick drills.
Yeah, like the check down drill just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Throwing it to the drone. Yeah, that'll do it for me. I want to see him just hurl it.
I'm gonna hop in there before Tim steals this one. I'm gonna go mascot full contact football, AFC versus NFC mascots, and just let it all just brawl out.
Hell yeah.
That would be sick.
That'd be pretty good. I'm like that. I'd pay money for that. How about okay? So follow me here, boys.
I'm following.
You have quarterbacks, okay, and then you have a panel of linemen, and the quarterback has to call the craziest, funniest audible that they can, and see how many linemen they can get to laugh.
Okay, I kind
Anyone?
of like that. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it would have to be raunchy. I mean, those guys.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, you'd have, or I guess it doesn't have to be
All Star
line. I guess-
Weekend After Dark.
I guess you can make any panel, but the competition is like they can't laugh, and the quarterback is trying to make them laugh. Like, I bet Peyton Manning could come up with some hilarious one.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no doubt.
I like that. God, good question, Fitz. Good answer, boys. I think we fixed all Star games here. Leagues,
Yeah.
we don't need our flowers, just our checks. That's all we need.
Right.
Hey, that's going to do it for episode 141. Great episode. Phenomenal company. God, the OG's back together. This is what the world needed. The world's about to
That's
heal
good.
right here. Inflation about to go down. About to
As a
grab
meteor
hands.
crashed in Texas this past week, and we got spy balloons in there.
All right,
This is going to make it right. This is going to
We're
make
bringing
it right.
it back.
We're bringing it back.
Mhm.
Old glory. All right. We'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Have a wonderful time.
See ya. This is
No
the
movie
old-
quote.
Yeah, I know. We had
Wow.
we
Oh
got
my
the
gosh.
old- the
We
old
would-
habits.
I'm off
We would be the
guard.
bad boys of Little League. I'm telling you
What
now.
happened to Matt? Is Matt
We will
alive?
beat the tar out of the other team.
I'm just gonna go out and say it.
Well, then you got caught wearing a red
Joey
coat and the wrong
Chestnut has
hood.
to be on the pub.
Has to
On
be.
pub more. I mean,
Pouring up one.
That was a journey.
Man, I'm gonna get real theological
next
on y'all.
candlelight
I think
visual.
we're all a little soft and misunderstood. I'll just be real honest.
That was one of my favorites. Man, I'm gonna
Luke
get
Combs.
a
I
little
was begging for Luke Combs not too long ago.
I'm so
We'll get
tired of
Luke
that
Combs on
sound
here.
bite.
I challenge Luke.
Sound like
I think
such
I
a
can actually
noob.
beat him in shotgunning a beer. So if he thinks he's got the
man.
cojones to come on and try, then by all means, Luke, bring it on.
That's the intro. You just hit my promo for me.